Warm greetings to you. I'm Pearl John from Logos Management, and I'm delighted that you join me this week as we continue on the journey of demystifying the heroes of old. Last week we started a series on Nehemiah, and we referenced the theme ingredients that make a difference to realize your vision. And we spoke of three distinct qualities. One, a questioning mind eager to know. Two, a caring heart filled with concern. And three, an overriding desire keen to make a difference. This week we focus on the theme, when you set your heart to it, he shall orchestrate events to meet your vision despite obstacles. When you set your heart to it, he shall orchestrate events to meet your vision despite obstacles. I'd like to highlight three key learnings from the life of Nehemiah in his context. And these lessons is to be looked at in today's context and is as relevant today as it was in the days of Nehemiah. One, your passion cannot be hidden. It will be evident to others. Your passion cannot be hidden. It will be evident to others. Nehemiah was passionate about making a difference to the people of Judah. He could not sit silent when he heard about the plight of his people. He was so moved by the situation that the people of Israel were going through that he was moved with compassion for them. And that translated into deep sorrow, which was visible. And Nehemiah 2:2 reads, "Therefore the king said to me, why is your face sad, since you are not sick? This is nothing but the sorrow of heart. I have a few questions. What are you sorrowful about? What are you compassionate about? Is the sorrow evident to others? Is your passion obvious to others?" During my early days of work, I had a colleague who was so passionate about her work that it was evident. It was known to all the team members and clients that should you take your work issues to her, they will be given 100% focus on. What reputation do you have? Let me tell you this. Mark this. What IQ cannot achieve, EQ achieves. What EQ cannot achieve, PQ achieves. IQ, you all are aware of. It stands for intelligence quotient. EQ, most of you are aware of, is to do with emotional quotient. PQ is yours truly's invention. It is passion quotient. Your passion quotient does what your emotional quotient cannot do. And your emotional quotient does what your intelligence quotient cannot do. Mark my words. When you're truly passionate about something, anything, your passion finds the way forward to achieve that thing, even if the world were to come against you. Remember the scriptural injunction, Philippians chapter 4 and verse 13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Your passion is your access code that opens the most formidable steel curtains to give you entry into a reality that you saw never existed but in your head. Let me repeat that. Your passion is your access code that opens the most formidable steel curtains to give you entry into a reality that you saw never existed but in your head. 2. Your vision will find support from key stakeholders. Your vision will find support from key stakeholders. Nehemiah chapter 2 and verse 2. Therefore the king said to me, why is your face sad, since you are not sick? This is nothing but sorrow of the heart. So I became dreadfully afraid and said to the king, may the king live forever. Why should my face not be sad? And the city and the place of my fathers and tombs lie waste, and its gates are burned with fire. And the king said to me, what do you request? And then the king said, the queen sitting beside him, how long will your journey be? And when will you return? So it pleased the king to send me, and I set him a time. And the king granted them to me according to the good hand of my God upon me. Nehemiah shared his vision for the city that was in a dilapidated condition. And the king was in sync with that vision. There are two clear learnings I take from this. One, watch who you share your vision with. Share your vision with riffraff. They will spit at your vision and mock you. But if you share your vision with another visionary, you will not only get an endorsement of your vision, but you will gain support for your vision. Isn't that wonderful? That is what happened with Nehemiah. He had the king's attention, acknowledgement, and access to the king's resources. The second learning is believe in and share your vision no matter how impossible it may appear. What you have envisaged may appear to be a pipe dream, but if you believe in it and you recognize that it is to be pursued, you go ahead and share it. And when you share that vision, something sparks. The divine hand that orchestrates outcomes intervenes on your behalf and channels the hearts of the powers that are favorably towards your cause. During one of my key assignments with a global company, I had envisaged a project outcome, and a lot of planning and efforts had gone in creating the framework for the organization. I had partnered with the MD and made him a co-owner of this entire project and took him into confidence and shared the framework with him, and he was sold. There was skepticism from some CXOs, but the MD battled for the framework as he had co-owned the outcome alongside. Do you have a vision that is not realized yet? This is God's word for you. Share your vision with your key stakeholders, and they will place their seal of approval on your effort. But before you share, there is an important piece of work that you need to do. You know what that is? If you come with me to Nehemiah chapter 2 and verse 4, then the king said to me, what do you request? And it's very important to look at Nehemiah's response. So I prayed to the God of heaven, and I said to the king, if it pleases the king, and so on and so forth. And he went about making the vision known. In the hurry to get things done, often you get into action rather than taking it to the Lord in prayer in earnest. Nehemiah did it differently. He prayed to the Lord first and then went to raise his concern with the king. If you have not taken your vision, your mission, your concerns to the Lord in prayer first, this is an opportune time for you to do so. Would you do that? Thirdly, a fair share of dissension will come your way, but you shall prevail. A fair share of dissension will come your way, but you shall prevail. Nehemiah chapter 2 and verse 10, you find this entry of Sanballat and Tobiah. The officials, when they heard about it, they were deeply disturbed that a man had come in to seek the well-being of the children of Israel. There will be Sanballats and Tobiahs in your context who will be vexed at the fact that you want to make a difference to the lives of your people. They will be so deeply disturbed that you will unsettle them. We find these people in our every walk of life. Their life purpose is to ensure status quo. Any effort at improving the quality of life or building the infrastructure of rural areas or setting the standards high are shunned by these people, and they abound in large numbers. In a rural area where a NGO where my wife was part of worked to alleviate the problems of the villagers and improve the livelihoods of people who were immersed in debts. They were met with stiff resistance by the landlords who did not want any reforms to come in that will free the villagers from the shackles of debt, poverty, and bonded labor. I'm sure you have heard of such instances. This is a real threat to the wholesome development of communities, and vested interests are at play to thwart any efforts of progress. But you know what? When you encounter such threats, you don't lose your resolve, but with renewed vigor, invest in the development of people with prayer, and the Lord of hosts shall be your guide, your support, and your anchor as you continue to invest your time and efforts in the cause of the people. This is Pearl John signing off, the other 167. Thanks for watching. We shall meet next week, same time, where we continue the series on Nehemiah. Have a great weekend and a greater week ahead. God bless you.